for all of us, it is very important to analyze our breathing habits, become aware of our breathing, and go on customized journeys.
Right now, not tomorrow, just right now we can do it. You just need a couple of minutes. And as you said, it's just change our state.
Our main message together is physical health is mental health and mental health is physical health.
To win a day, you need to win the first hour of the day. And I totally agree with that. Because also everything what I do, I'm testing on myself. So believe me, I was a huge fan of Netflix or HBO before sleep, but I changed it. And now I change how my sleep is good and how good I feel when I wake up, even if I can sleep less hours.
I'm going to go on to you with, how was your experience with, the business environment, in the corporate environment, usually with people who have no idea about breath work and how breath work and breathing techniques can affect or help them. I'm going to ask you how your experience was with them.
Sure. Well, as you said, there is always a problem, especially from the business world, from the corporate world. When we're talking about breathing, everyone says, "But we are breathing. What's your problem? What's your case, Wojciech?" Here, and very often we taking this breathing for granted. So my goal is always to show people, "Hey guys, okay, let's take a step back." And I always started with stress because, as you also mentioned, breathing is correlated with our stress, and it influences, right? Stress influences our physical level, our emotional level, our psychological level, and our consciousness level. So I'll call it like these 3 levels. And breathing is it's like the natural tool which everyone have. You right away to influence these 3 levels, to work on your stress, because it goes to these 3 levels, and you have to have used different techniques to get rid of it. So breathing is the easiest one. So I trying to show people on the simple cases, and I think always first or second exercise makes a difference. When people starting to breathing and they see, oh wow, I got so much energy, or wow, I just within 4 or 5 minutes I could relaxed my mind. And what I notice in different corporations, in different companies, working with leaders, with managers, with C-level people, very often it's like, there has to go to the wall, and something has to happen that they start thinking about it. And my goal is to show them prevention, show them simple tool which can help them to work on their mental health just right now, not tomorrow, just right now we can do it. You just need a couple of minutes. And as you said, it's just change our state, right?
And don't wait for something bad to happen. And I think today our main message together is physical health is mental health and mental health is physical health. And you say you're bringing human-centered technology into healthcare. And now that I have time to speak on my own, we're also, as Breath Hub, working on certain devices that will help us analyze breathing habits even more. And I think when it comes to breathing, it is very important to understand that not one breathwork techniques works for all. So that's why certain devices and digital products are very important. Yeah, so as Breath Hub, we're also working on certain devices, because when it comes to breathing, not every breathwork technique works for all. I hear people talk about certain breathing techniques like, this is so effective, this is so good, this is just, it's like there is no such thing. It's not scientific. It's like I wouldn't suggest to any teacher or anyone speaking about a breathwork technique or a breathwork method of breathing as this is the best one, because it is not, because each and every individual have different breathing habits, and because no other team actually has our expertise and the depth of knowledge as the Breath Up team, breathing scientists from all around the world. We do understand that people don't have that depth, so that's like okay, but let's not talk about a technique or a method as something good for everyone, because it isn't. Everybody, each and every individual have different breathing habits, and due to breathing habits. For example, people think diaphragmatic breathing works for everyone, but actually diaphragmatic breathing can be very, very harmful for some people, for people who are above average age, people who are already performance in life, people who have like heart problems, arrhythmia problems, or high blood pressure. Diaphragmatic breathing exercises can literally increase high blood pressure. They can increase the problem, arrhythmia problem. They can cause arrhythmia problem. They can increase heart problems. So for all of us, it is very important to analyze our breathing habits, become aware of our breathing, and go on customized journeys. Yeah, we were talking about the devices, so I'm gonna leave it to you.
Sure. I don't know. I'm not sure if you heard about the quality of going to sleep and waking up. It's important what you do before you going to sleep and what you do when you just wake up. Did you hear that? Okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, so in this matter, right, when you're using like a mobile device, laptops or whatever, TV, just before sleep, it's drastically decrease our quality of sleep. And the same
exactly
when you wake up, right? When you just touch your phone as a first thing, and your phone is in the room when you're sleeping, be sure that you're not gonna start a day in a very good way, because you're all the time, for example, at work, you're all the time with the problems, right? Your brain is with these things which you just saw on the phone. I like this quotation of Jim Quick. To win a day, you need to win the first hour of the day, and I totally agree with that. Because also everything what I do, I'm testing on myself. So believe me, I was a huge fan of Netflix or HBO before sleep, but I changed it, and now I change how my sleep is good, and how good I feel when I wake up, even if I can sleep less hours. So, of course, mobile devices are not bad, but the way how we can use it might be bad, right? If it's too much or too long, or and so on. So I always say, just use it in a right way, but not to harm yourself.
Yeah, and also not even with the electronic devices. I think from life itself, life nowadays is very, very demanding.
Yeah.
Like even if you're not using a device, if you're living in a crowded city, in a major city, if you're busy the whole day, it's like life is very much demanding. Even at home, there is a lot of things going on.
Yes.
So learning to stop in between, maybe a few minutes in the morning, maybe a few minutes at night, maybe a few minutes in the like middle of the day, to just stop and breathe is very important. And you also said one thing very important, again, to go back to Asia, like people do understand, especially wise people I have met over the years, not only in Asia to focus on that, but all around the world, like really wise people are the people, or psychologically strong people are the people who are able to, whatever happens in their lives, people who are able to take a step back and just objectively look at the situation, and managing our breath, taking a couple of breaths, especially balancing the inhaling, exhaling, and just saying, okay, let's just stop, take a few breaths to just move back from whatever is happening, so that we can look at whatever is happening in an objective way instead of getting triggered. Yeah, so it's like if you want to live a wise life, and if you want balance and success in all areas of life, it depends on this specific thing. What do you think about that? It's like
totally agreeing with you, because we live in the world of distractors, right? All the time something is catching our attention, so it's difficult to be within you, to be with yourself, to connect your brain with your body. Very often we talk on the phone, writing an email, right? Let's say multitasking. And also the scientists prove that multitasking actually doesn't exist. Only a couple of percent can do multitasking and be engaged in 100%, right, in these tasks. So this is another thing good to know that. And what you said, it actually reminded me very old story which I heard back in Asia 10 years ago about Chinese prisoners back into like 1,000 years ago. You know what was the toughest torture for a prisoner in China? You can
No.
guess. Okay, so watch out. They were cutting eyelaces, that the prisoner couldn't close his
Oh
eyes.
my goodness.
So
Yeah,
he
that's
was,
torture.
seeing a lot of things. His brain was, on a high
Yeah,
level.
it is a torture.
In a very short period of time, he was just dying. And today, it's very
Yeah,
brutal.
wow.
Sorry, guys, for that. But this is how today scientists comparing us. We are this kind of people who have to adapt to the society where there's plenty of distractions, information.
Yeah.
So if you want to,
Distractions are killing us. It's like
yeah,
distractions are killing people, and people don't notice that. And then there are all these burnout syndromes and people who can't go on anymore. It's like
yes,
a lot of health problems, mental health problems. Yeah, that's an amazing example. It's like these distractions are killing us.